You hate playing against the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. You hate playing against the 3-5-2s who are raging up front. And you just want to have a little bit of a break, but still get good results. Then these are the tactics for you. Let's come have a look. Hello foodies and welcome back to the channel. Of course, we are giving you a new tactics this week. This is all about the 4-2-3-1 white variant, which is something we haven't seen for a while, but it defeats the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, the 4-3-3s. It's very good against the 3-5-2s and the 4-2-3-1 narrows. The only one it is not very good at is if your opponent plays a 4-4-2 flat. But that isn't played too much anyways. So let's take a deep dive into these tactics. So here are the actual tactics themselves. We're going to use the web app for this because then it's easier to explain and actually mark some of these things. Defensive style is unbalanced and 40 width with 45 depth, which seems a bit low, especially if you know how we usually play. But it's all about countering those narrow formations. So that's why we want to have this low width and somewhat lower depth. We don't want to go too far down. I think 45 is a perfect mix for this. The build up play is unbalanced. Just keep it balanced, no fancy stuff there. But the chance creation is on direct passing and we'll show you why later. But the main idea is either to get the ball in from the crosses on your wingers or get the ball in from the center defense midfielder to one of your strikers, and that's why we need the direct passing on. Width is on 70 because we definitely need some width. We are countering either the narrow formations, the 4-2-3-1, the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, or we are countering the 3-5-2, which is still very much played. All of those formations, we need the width. Why do we need the width against 3-5-2? Because wingbacks or the wingers actually are going to get forward a whole lot. And our wingers are not going to stay back. They are going to be unbalanced. So if we have 70 width on that, they are still against that formation always are out. Plays in boxes on 5 and corners and free kicks are usually preference. So let's take a dive into the custom instructions because that's actually where everything clicks. I have my goalkeeper on comfort crosses and sweeper keeper. If you've seen our review about Alisson, that makes perfectly sense to do that. The defenders, you have them on stay back while attacking, and that's basically it. No funny business there. And your fullbacks are on stay back, which is very uncommon. If you check my formations, usually I always have them on balance, or if I have them on stay back, I'm having them on overlap. In this situation, it is all about countering the narrow or the wide variations of the 3-5-2, for example. So that's why they are on stay back, and that's it. We don't want them to come forward too much. Also, we have the wingers, and the wingers are on stay wide and on balance. So these are usually your outs. Like I said before, these players need high crossing. You don't necessarily need high speed. These need good vision, good passing and high crossing. Which means if the goalkeeper has the ball, you always have an out on either the both of the wings. You can pass the ball to your fullback and then hoover the ball forward to one of those wingers. These are always available. That's why I have the fullbacks on stay back while attacking. Let's look at your center defensive midfielders, which are very important in this setup, of course. But these are on stay back while attacking and cover center, and that's it. You don't want them to cut passing lane. You definitely don't want them to man mark. You just need them to sit there, wait for the balls, and just make sure these through balls or these nifty little attackers can't get through. You want high defensive midfielders who have very high attacking defensive work rates and specifically very strong ones. Big guys, I have Marquinhos and VR there, as you can see. But you don't want like midfielders like Bruno Fernandes there, for example. You want big, strong-bodied, able defend. If you work with 3 center defenders, like I start my formation, you can definitely put one of them in the center defensive midfield. You don't necessarily need good passing on them either. The only passes they have to make is either lay the ball back to the center defender, lay the ball sideways, and if there ever is an option, you can give a direct pass forward. That's why you have them in a setup. But they don't need to give through balls, they don't need to give crosses or anything like. The other winger is, of course, as well, stay wide. And that's it. And then we go into the 2 strikers. I'm saying 2 strikers because one of them, the big strong one, which you use as a cam, is a comeback on defense, but also on get into the box for cross. That's why Cantona and Nedved are on stay wide, and that's why they need good crossing, because they need to cross the ball forward, and that big strong cam will actually run in. Haaland has been exceptional there for me, but you can also play, for example, Cantona himself there. I would not go with the Ben Yedder's of this world. I think these are too small to be viable in these decks. The forward striker, you can also use a big, strong one, but preferably one that is able to get a header in. I got them on stay central and false 9. Basically what happens, if they are not in possession, they will be sitting back a bit, making the passing game a little bit easier for you. But because they are on false 9, you can actually always get the ball from your center defensive midfielder to them and then build from there again. Fun part is when you go out wide and you have plenty of space to do that against these narrow formation, these guys will start running in and are available for a cross. Don't give the through balls though. A regular cross usually is enough. Now let's have a look at some attacking situations and how you can create chances. Because of your wingers that are so wide, you can see here, your wingers go wide and the opposition has no other choice than to open up his back line. They do this automatically based on the width of their defense. Therefore, giving Vieira a chance to use the opening created in midfield to give the direct pass forward. And that's why we keep direct passing on. Give that one pass to your strikers and open up. And here's another example. Vieira gets a chance to open up the direct pass, same thing, against a very drop back opponent. But that one pass to the striker is actually all you need. Just pass it forward, take your time and get that shot in. And here's an example of how we use the false 9. Our striker's on false 9, in this case that's Ronaldo. Ronaldo gets the ball in a false 9 position and lays the ball sideways to the winger who is very wide in this setup. We're going to track Ronaldo seeing is making his run up. Nedved goes to the byline and you can actually see Ronaldo here returning to his false 9 position when he's about to get the ball laid back to him. You can see the little backstep, which creates a lot of space for the upcoming striker who is on get into the box for cross, which is in this case Haaland. So Ronaldo basically opens up the chances here. So when you do not give a cross, a low and simple ball backwards can actually be a good way of scoring in this setup. Hey, you're still here, which means you are pretty awesome, and this is a message I kept secretly for you at the end of this video. So if you stay to the end, hit that like, subscribe button of course, and tell your friends and family all about our show, and of course all about foot coaching and the gang. But more importantly, hit that comment section below this video, because if you leave a comment in this video, we will draw out of everyone that leaves a comment one of these new foot review kits to give away. And these look pretty awesome. It's our classical new kit, which classical and new sounds a bit weird, but you know what I mean. So leave a comment below the video, and for everyone that leaves a comment, you will be entered into the draft and we'll give away one of these kits. We'll get in touch with you after. Thank you for sticking along. Check you later.